In near future, humans have built robots that fight each other in arenas, and people love paying to watch these battles. Among the robot owners is a former boxer named Charlie, who we quickly learn is deep in debt. One of the people he owes calls him demanding payment, but Charlie can't even remember who the caller is because so many people are after him for money. He hangs up on the caller and we see he's living out of his truck due to his poor financial situation. Some kids approach his fighting robot Ambush, wanting to take pictures with it, but Charlie tells them photos cost $5. The kids mock him, saying his robot looks like junk and isn't even worth $1 before walking off. Charlie then heads to a fight because Ambush is scheduled to battle a robot named Bull. He meets Ricky, the fight promoter and Bull's owner. Ricky bets $20,000 that Bull will win, and Charlie matches the bet. The fight begins fast with Charlie controlling Ambush, ordering him to hit Bull, but Charlie gets distracted flirting with a girl in the crowd. Bull takes advantage of this and breaks Ambush's legs, then lands several blows, completely destroying the robot. All because Charlie wasn't focused. Honestly, I would have flirted with her too if I were in his place. Charlie loses the fight, and the kids take Ambush's legs as a souvenir. He tries to flee before Ricky finds him and demands the money Charlie doesn't even have. Two men approach him, and thinking they work for Ricky, he punches one. But it turns out they're court officials informing him that his ex, Caroline, has passed away, and he must appear in court to claim custody of his son, Max. Charlie isn't interested in parenting and goes to court just to sign away custody. There, he meets Max's aunt, Deborah, who wants custody, saying her wealthy husband can provide for Max. But the judge refuses since the father is still alive and hasn't yet shown up. Charlie arrives late and greets Deborah. Noticing how rich they are, he sees an opportunity and meets with her husband, Marvin Barnes, privately. Charlie agrees to give up Max in exchange for $75,000. Marvin agrees but says there's a problem. He and Deborah are traveling to Italy soon, and the legal paperwork will take time. So Max will have to stay with Charlie for the summer. Charlie raises the price to $100,000. Despite the increase, Marvin agrees, paying half up front and promising the other half at the end of summer when they collect Max. Charlie is thrilled, planning to use the money to buy a new robot from the black market called Noisy Boy. He visits Bailey at the gym, who turns out is also one of his creditors. She demands her money back, but Charlie tries to distract her by reminding her of their past relationship. Soon, Marvin arrives with Max and hands him over. Max clearly resents his father, knowing he sold him for money. He even asks for half the cash in exchange for walking away. Charlie says he can't because he already spent it all on Noisy Boy. Charlie opens the box with the new robot and everyone is impressed by its looks. Max, who knows a lot about robots, says Noisy Boy once fought in a world championship match years ago but lost. Charlie suits him up in Japanese armor and tries to control him, but the robot doesn't respond. Charlie thinks he got scammed, but Max speaks to the robot in Japanese and it starts working. Turns out it was just set to the wrong language. Charlie tests Noisy Boy and is amazed by his performance. He decides to enter him in a fight. Max shows up with the car keys and demands to join him. When Charlie refuses, Max threatens to throw the keys in the sewer. Charlie gives in and takes him along. They head to an underground fighting arena filled with combat robots. Charlie meets the promoter, Finn, and asks to fight the strongest robot there, confident in Noisy Boy's abilities. Finn warns him it's a death match. Charlie agrees, but Max protests, saying they should start with easier fights to win money. Charlie snaps, saying he didn't ask for his opinion. The fight begins, Noisy Boy versus Midas. At first, Noisy Boy lands strong hits, and Charlie thinks he's got it. But Midas quickly takes over, dominating the match. Charlie struggles to control Noisy Boy because he doesn't understand the settings or commands. Noisy Boy gets brutally defeated, his arm destroyed, his head torn off. Charlie is devastated. He tells Max he needs new parts to rebuild Noisy Boy. Max scolds him, saying he never thinks before acting and doesn't even understand how the control panel works. Charlie doesn't accept the blame and instead blames Noisy Boy for being old. He tells Max to get in the car and not argue. Later, they sneak into a scrapyard to find parts for Noisy Boy. Charlie explains that human boxing died out because people wanted more entertainment, leading to robot fights, which made huge money. He used to be a boxer, but when it faded out, he became a robot trainer. Suddenly, Max slips down a slope and the rainwater pushes him dangerously far. A metal piece catches him midair and saves him until Charlie reaches down and pulls him to safety. Curious, Max checks what saved him. It's a full robot. He begs his father to take it, saying it saved his life. Charlie refuses, assuming it's worthless junk. Max insists, and when Charlie yells at him to drag it out himself, Max stays behind all night digging the robot out alone, hurt by how his dad didn't help. Back at the gym, Max collapses from exhaustion while Bailey is shocked by what's left of Noisy Boy. Fed up with Charlie's repeated failures, she asks what his plan is. Charlie admits he has none, but mentions Max found a robot in the junkyard. Bailey agrees to check it out, still holding on to feelings for Charlie. Upon inspection, she says the robot is an outdated model made only for training, not fighting. Charlie shrugs, saying he could use it for for small matches, but Max interrupts, saying, "This robot is mine." They try powering it on and are shocked when it works. This robot, named Adam, has a unique feature. It mimics human movements. Max is thrilled and starts bonding with Adam. He cleans him up and discovers the name. Max asks Charlie and Bailey to let Adam fight, but they refuse, saying he's only built to take punches, not deliver them. Charlie mocks him, saying Adam wouldn't survive a match. Unfazed, Max takes Adam out at night and deepens their bond. The next day, Max asks Bailey to tell him about Charlie's past. She says her father used to train Charlie and owned the gym. Charlie was known for being tough and fearless, never giving up. She fell in love with him after watching him dominate a match against the second strongest fighter in the world. Charlie shows up, talks to Bailey, and says he'll try borrowing money to buy a new robot and then leave for good, assuming that's what she wants. That night, Charlie and Max travel to an arena where the strongest robots fight. As they arrive, Charlie tells Max to wait outside. Max sees reporters rushing toward a robot named Zeus, the undefeated champion. Its creator claims Zeus can win any fight, analyzing opponents and defeating them in 2 rounds. Max is stunned by Zeus. Meanwhile, Charlie meets Finn, an old friend, hoping for a loan to buy a new robot. But Finn refuses, calling Charlie a bad bet. Charlie and Max leave, and Max tells him, "I want to enter Adam in a fight." Charlie agrees and tells him there are fights held in the park. Come tomorrow. The next day, Charlie takes Max and Adam to an underground boxing ring in the park, where low-level robot fights are held. Max registers Adam for a fight, and everyone in the crowd mocks them because Adam looks outdated and small. But Max is confident. The fight begins, and surprisingly, Adam performs really well. Max controls Adam and cleverly uses his shadow function to mimic Max's movements. Adam dodges and lands precise punches, eventually winning the match. The crowd is stunned, and Max is overjoyed. He jumps into the ring, celebrating with Adam, while Charlie starts to realize that maybe this robot and his son are worth believing in. As Adam keeps winning fights, Max becomes a little celebrity in the underground robot fighting scene. He gives interviews, hypes up Adam before matches, and even trash talks the competition. Charlie starts bonding with his son for the first time, slowly earning his trust. He trains Adam more seriously, and Max programs new moves for him. Eventually, they get a shot at a bigger fight, and Adam wins again. Now, everyone starts talking about the miracle robot that came out of a junkyard. The media picks up on the story, and Adam becomes a sensation. Max pushes Charlie to take on bigger fights, and they're finally invited to challenge the undefeated world champion robot, Zeus. Charlie hesitates at first, but Max insists. They both know it's a long shot, but they want to try. The big fight is set, Adam versus Zeus. The stadium is packed, the media is everywhere, and people can't believe a scrap metal robot is about to face the most powerful machine ever built. The fight begins, and Zeus dominates at first. Adam takes heavy damage, but Max and Charlie work together. Charlie calls out smart strategies, and Max adjusts Adam's programming on the fly. They keep Adam in the fight round after round. Finally, in the last round, Adam fights back with everything he's got. Zeus is shaken for the first time ever. The match ends with Adam still standing, but the judges award the win to Zeus by points. However, the crowd goes wild for Adam. Even though he technically lost, he earned everyone's respect. Max runs into the ring and holds up Adam's arm like he's the true champion. Charlie stands proudly beside his son, finally acting like the father Max always needed.